Abu Ubaida ibn al-Jarrah, the guardian of this community. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Every nation has a guardian. The guardian of this nation is Abu Ubaida." He was handsome, tall, and slender, distinguished by his cheerfulness and pleasant appearance, which made him very appealing. He was also kind, extremely modest and shy, but in dangerous situations he became like a fearsome lion. His brilliance resembled the sharp, shining blade of a sword. Abdullah ibn Umar said of him, "Three of the Quraysh became the most noble and conscientious, the truthful Abu Bakr, Uthman ibn Affan, and Abu Ubaida ibn al-Jarrah." Abu Ubaida was one of the first to accept Islam, the day after Abu Bakr. He was brought to the Prophet by the truthful one himself, and in the messenger's presence they proclaimed the word of truth.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله.
Becoming the foundation of a great faith. He fully tasted the bitter experiences of the first Muslims in Mecca, persecution, misfortune, and cruelty, but he steadfastly endured them all, remaining faithful to Allah. However, the most tragic trial awaited him on the day of Badr. In that battle, Abu Ubaida fought with selfless courage, sowing fear among the pagan ranks. But one enemy warrior continually appeared before him, and Abu Ubaida avoided the encounter by veering off to the side. The warrior blocked his path again and again. When his patience ran out, Abu Ubaida dealt him a terrible blow with his sword, severing his head. The enemy fell dead. This was his father, Abdullah ibn al-Jarrah. Abu Ubaida didn't kill his father. He killed paganism in his father's person. This act was no accident. Abu Ubaida's faith was so strong that many aspired to it. One day, a delegation of Christians asked the Prophet to send a man with them to resolve a dispute. The messenger promised to send a knowledgeable and reliable man. Umar ibn al-Khattab arrived at the mosque before everyone else, eager to be chosen. But the Prophet glanced at the assembled group and called to Abu Ubaida, saying, "Go and settle their dispute fairly." Umar exclaimed, "This honor has been bestowed upon Abu Ubaida."
هذه الشرف كان قد منح لأبي عبيدة.
During one of his campaigns, the Prophet appointed him commander of a detachment, providing him with only a bag of dates for provisions. Abu Ubaida gave each soldier a single date daily, which they sucked on like babies, washed down with water, until nightfall. During the Battle of Uhud, when the Muslims wavered and the enemy cried, "Show me Muhammad," Abu Ubaida was among 10 companions who formed a ring around the Prophet, shielding him with their bodies. The messenger's tooth was knocked out, his forehead was cut, and chainmail rings were embedded in his cheek. Abu Bakr wanted to pull them out, but Abu Ubaida asked permission, fearing that Abu Bakr would hurt the Prophet. He firmly grasped one ring with his tooth and pulled it out, breaking his own tooth in the process. He then pulled out the second ring, breaking the second tooth as well. Abu Bakr said, "Of all the toothless, Abu Ubaida was the best." Abu Ubaida remained by the messenger's side until his death. On the day of Saqifa, Umar said to him, "Stretch out your hand, and I will pledge allegiance to you, for I heard the Prophet call you the guardian of this community." But Abu Ubaida replied, "I cannot take precedence over one whom the Prophet commanded to lead the prayer until death." The people swore allegiance to Abu Bakr, and Abu Ubaida became his closest advisor. Later, he served Umar just as faithfully, only once disobeying his order. This happened when Abu Ubaida was in Al-Sham, leading the Muslim armies from victory to victory, as far as the Euphrates and Asia Minor. Suddenly, a plague swept the country. Umar wrote to him, "I have urgent business. Come to me immediately, without delay, night or day." Abu Ubaida realized that the Caliph wanted to save him from the epidemic and replied, "I understand your need. I am with the army and do not wish to escape what will befall them." Abu Ubaida directed Umar's reply, "O Commander of the Faithful, I understand why you need me. The fact is that I am in the ranks of the Muslim government and have no desire whatsoever to escape what awaits them and me. I do not wish to part with them until Allah determines my fate. If you receive my message, you will release me from your order and allow me to remain here." After reading the letter, Umar became so upset that, seeing anxious tears in his eyes, his confidants asked, Has Abu Ubaida really passed away, O commander of the faithful? No, he replied, but he is close to death. Al-Faruq's premonition was correct, just as the plague soon after overtook Abu Ubaida. Feeling the approach of death, he bequeathed to his soldiers, "I come to you with a covenant that will bring you constant well-being, if you accept it. Perform namaz, fast during the month of Ramadan, perform the major and minor pilgrimages, consult among yourselves in all matters, be sincere with your emirs, and do not deceive them, do not get carried away by worldly life. Even if a person lives for 1,000 years, death still awaits him, as you now see. Peace be upon you, and the mercy of Allah." Turning to Mu'adh ibn Jabal, Abu Ubaida said to him, "O Mu'adh, be an imam to the people." Having barely managed to utter this, Abu Ubaida died. Rising from his seat, Mu'adh said over his body, "A great grief has befallen you. I swear by Allah, I have never seen a more righteous and sincere person. He hated no one, harmed no one, loved children, and was sincere with people. Pray for..." What does the life of Abu Ubaida teach us? We have read the story of the man whom the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, called the trustee of this community. But what has changed in us? Knowledge without action is a tree without fruit. History without a lesson is merely an echo. First lesson, faith is higher than kinship. Abu Ubaida killed his father at the Battle of Badr, not out of cruelty, but out of loyalty to Allah. We do not raise the sword against our loved ones, but every day we choose to please family or the Creator, to compromise with conscience or speak the truth. Faith must have no boundaries. If loved ones call to sin, refuse. Second lesson, humility is true greatness. He was offered power. He refused, pointing to Abu Bakr. We chase recognition, likes, and positions. Abu Ubaida teaches, greatness is not in ruling, but in serving. Do not seek a place above your brothers. Seek a place beside them. Third lesson, loyalty to the community. When the plague struck people, Umar ordered him to leave to save himself. He refused, "I will not part from them." We often abandon the drowning, thinking only of ourselves. A Muslim is one who does not abandon his own, even when death is near. Fourth lesson, sacrifice the best. At Uhud, Abu Ubaida broke 2 teeth, pulling rings from the Prophet's cheek. He did not spare himself. We give Allah the leftovers, a weak prayer, extra money. Love is measured by what we are willing to give up. Fifth lesson, remember death. He did not fear the plague, but he feared Allah. Dying, he instructed on prayer, fasting, and sincerity. We chase this world as if we will live forever. What should we do? We will not become Abu Ubaida, but we can be like him in daily life. Strengthen faith above attachments. Be humble. Do not abandon brothers. Sacrifice what is dear for the sake of Allah, and remember death. May Allah make us those who take example from the companions, not just admire them. Peace and mercy of Allah be upon you.